So during Saturday night's main event, WWE announced WWE Evolution, the all-women's pay-per-view, making its return since 2018. So, it had been rumored for a while now that WWE were planning on doing an Evolution 2. But again, I wasn't going to believe it until I see it. So now that it has been made, what kind of matches could we possibly see? Now this is just me giving my speculation of potential matches. And we all know there are going to be two certain people that fans will be banking on to make a return at that show, which I'm probably going to tell you guys, I probably can only see one of them, maybe, or maybe neither. I could potentially see this be the time where Asuka makes her return. I could see this be where we see the return of Asuka. Asuka could come back at this event. I do expect we could see the Bella Twins, Nikki and Brie. I do think we'll definitely see them. So, depending on what they end up doing with them, maybe they challenge for the tag team titles, or maybe Nikki is just there by herself and she fights for the US or IC or the world titles, or they just give her a dream match, a non-title feud. But because WWE have half-assed most of the build to their pay-per-views, I wouldn't be surprised if WWE half-assed the build towards this show. And I don't really want them to do that, because if this show is going to be taken seriously, they need to do better. And also, they need to do better than what they did with Chelsea Green and Zelina Vega. Basically, giving the women 5 minutes. If you're going to dedicate a whole pay-per-view to the women, you got to give them all time. But, and we all know Triple H's format, 4 to 5 matches on a card. So, he's probably just going to put 4 to 5 matches on the card, and he's probably not even going to have, he's probably going to have, half of the women's division not even on the show. He's probably going to put, maybe the 2 women's titles, the tag titles, maybe. To me, this needs to be a big event. To me, this needs to be a big event. Obviously, they're doing another Saturday night's main event before Evolution, so you can do all the men's stuff on that show. And you should be putting a lot of effort into this show. Charlotte Flair and Jade Cargill has been heavily being rumored for the show. That would be the perfect time to do it. Jade and Charlotte could be a good one. If they really want to save it, they could save Becky and Lyra for Evolution 2. But I kind of doubt that. I kind of see that happening at Money in the Bank. Or, knowing Triple H, he'll do it on a Raw episode, because, screw putting things on a pay-per-view these days. Maybe they have Zelina Vega and Julia for the US title. That would be a good one. That would be a good idea. The Bella Twins possibly fighting Liv and Raquel could do that. Tiffany Stratton fighting maybe Alexa Bliss, maybe, for the title, or Naomi. You could find someone for her. Just not Nia Jax again, because we're all sick and tired of it. Io Sky could potentially fight somebody. I don't really want it to be Rhea, because I don't want to hear the fans freaking bitch about it. Roxanne Perez is a good choice to fight Io at Evolution. But again, as I said, the 2 big things that people will be banking on is the return of Paige and the return of AJ Lee. I know for a fact people will be heavily banking on these 2, or at least one of them, to return at this particular event. You're not going to be getting both. I can't see getting both. To be fair, I can't even see us getting neither. Because to be fair, I don't really think Paige is really needed, especially in today's women's division in WWE. And as much as I would love to see AJ Lee come back, I'm at the point where I'm just accepting that she's not going to come back, because people because I hear this all the time with people like Naomi and Roxanne and the former Cora Jade and CM Punk have all been trying to talk her into coming back. And I'm just thinking to myself, she will come back when she feels like it. And it kind of makes me think that they're just trying to force her to just come back. If she doesn't want to come back, she doesn't want to. I feel like that's the biggest problem I have right now, is that so many people currently that work in WWE, while I agree AJ returning will be a big deal, and it'll be bigger than CM Punk's return, I just feel they are just trying to force her to come back. She needs to come back when she feels like it, and if she misses wrestling enough that she wants to come back. It just feels like maybe she just doesn't miss wrestling. Maybe she's just happy doing other things. So, I can in theory see Paige, maybe. But I can't really see AJ Lee. But, you know, they say anything can happen in WWE. But that gets me to the wild card. Mariah May. Mariah May is a wild card in this whole situation. Like, we could see Mariah May, depending on when her contract expires, depending if her contract has expired by that point. To be fair, she could make her return at Double or Nothing tomorrow. This video will be coming up before Double or Nothing, so it just really depends on when Mariah's contract expires. I know they said it expires in the summer, so I'm just assuming August time, because usually whenever it's winter here in Australia, it's hot over in America, summertime over there. That's kind of how I know the differences. So yeah, you got that. You can also have Becky Lynch, maybe. Again, depending on when where you put the Lyra match, you could have Becky fight Bayley, depending on when they ever get to their eventual match. Depending on when they get to their eventual match. Again, you could do Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte, maybe. You could do Alexa versus Charlotte. But again, Alexa versus Jade Cargill seems to be the reported match they're going with. So Alexa Bliss could possibly fight Tiffany Stratton, Zelina Vega, maybe Lyra. I don't know. You've got a lot of ideas. There's just a lot of ideas you could do. You could have Nikki Bella wrestle Nia Jax in just a straight up singles match. You could do, I don't know, there's a lot of potential there. Like, you could even involve NXT. You could even have Stephanie Vakir from NXT defend her title against someone from the main roster, like maybe someone from the main roster like a Natty or Kairi Sane. You know, you got options there. Rhea Ripley, I could really see her doing something. I know a lot of people will just think, oh, she'll probably fight Io for the title. Possibly. Depends on who wins Money in the Bank. Possibly. That really depends on who wins Money in the Bank. Could have, you know, maybe Sol Ruka or whoever's the North American champion after NXT Battleground tomorrow. Possibly turn up, defend their title there. So there is stuff you could do. There is stuff you could do, but I have no faith in WWE to provide me a good pay-per-view with just solid women's wrestling. Again, people will be solely relying on the return of either Paige or AJ Lee. To the eyes of the IWC, if neither one of those two women make their return at this pay-per-view, then to them, the pay-per-view would be utter pointless. Because that's what the fans are relying on heavily, as I've been saying throughout this video. Everyone will be heavily relying on the return of Paige and AJ Lee as a way to capitalize off of Evolution. So that's what I see happening. So when it comes to the matches, again, I don't really know. I just named off a bunch of ideas for you, like Stephanie Vakir. You could have Stephanie Vakir fight Kairi Sane, maybe Sol Ruka or Kalani Jordan, depending on who wins out of their match. But then again, Jordan Grace could also beat Stephanie Vakir, so who knows? So it just really depends on who the NXT champions are after Battleground tomorrow. You could have them come and defend their titles. You got that idea. Again, you could do Roxanne and Io for the Women's World title. Depending on, you could do Becky and Lyra, depending on when they want to do that. If they want to do that at Money in the Bank, or if they want to do that at Evolution. But also, I could see Triple H just having them do it on an episode of Raw, because he loves having title matches on Raw nowadays. Again, Alexa Bliss could wrestle Charlotte. Charlotte could wrestle Jade. Alexa could wrestle Tiffany Stratton, considering their little altercation that they had on SmackDown. So you have ideas. You have ideas. As I said, you could also see the return of Asuka. We could also see the return of Asuka. We haven't seen Asuka in a while. We haven't seen Asuka in quite some time, so we could see her come back at the show. So it just really depends. Zelina Vega could defend her title against somebody. I wouldn't be mad against like a Naomi, you know. I wouldn't be mad if it was someone like a Naomi, you know. If you know what I mean. Sorry about that. Freaking YouTube ads, seriously. They've become so annoying on YouTube now. I'm just trying to play my music in the background. But yeah, as you guys are very well aware, that I've just mentioned, like Zelina Vega could defend her title against someone like Julia, Naomi, Nia. I just wanted to move on from Chelsea Green now. I just wanted to move on from Chelsea Green. I'm very sick and tired of seeing Zelina and Chelsea fight each other. We've seen Zelina beat her so many times now. But, you know, again, Lyra could fight someone else, depending on the situation with Becky Lynch. So, I don't know. There's a lot of ideas you could potentially try to do with Evolution. And I just do not have the faith in WWE to give me a really good show that I could be all like, yeah, I'll definitely tune into it. As I said, everyone will be heavily relying on the return of Paige and AJ Lee. Everybody will be fantasy booking their return at Evolution. I just know it. The IWC are so predictable, you just know what they're gonna do now. You know AJ Lee and Paige will be the center focus of everyone's fantasy booking of the entire PLE. So, those are my thoughts on the return of the Evolution PLE. Let me know your thoughts on what do you want to see at this pay-per-view. What matches do you want to see? Are you guys expecting Paige and AJ Lee to come back? Let me know your thoughts. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.